Pong is a calm and sensible teenage boy who has just started his school year at a very prestigious school. He's really excited for this opportunity because this school is exclusive for talented people, and a lot of famous athletes and musicians studied there, including his father, a famous soccer player in Thailand. There are many clubs in which the students can enroll, but two clubs are special: the soccer club, with the handsome Book as president, and the cupcake club, with the pretty Eve as president. Pong wants to play soccer because of his dad, so he's hopeful he will get a spot in the soccer club. On his first day of class, Book and Eve introduce themselves and welcome all the new students. Everyone loves them and thinks that because they are so beautiful, they have to be a couple. There is one person who doesn't agree with that reasoning, and that's Pick. Pick is an aggressive girl with a chip on her shoulder who likes to solve all her issues through violence. She and Book have been friends forever and she has a massive crush on him, which Eve notices and is jealous about. No one can cross the queen of the school, so Eve subtly threatens Pick, not knowing that Pick isn't meek and obedient like other people. In retaliation to the way Eve treats her, Pick throws a soccer ball right on Eve's face. No one notices but Pong. He sees the cute, confident girl hiding and instantly develops a crush on her. Pick asks him to be quiet about her secret, and he accepts it. From then on, Pong can't stop thinking about Pick. His friend tells him that she has a bad reputation. Apparently she was expelled from her last school for hurting not only other students, but their parents too, and the only reason she got into that school was because of her mother's influence. Pong thinks it's all gossip from other students and doesn't care. During the trials for the soccer team, Pick appears next to Pong and tells him she liked his shoes, that they are similar to hers. Everyone, but Pong, stare at her strangely. After all, she's the only girl there. She's there to try out for the team too, but her reason is to be closer to her childhood crush, Book. Pick plays soccer really well. She's so good that no one can stop her in the field. Pong, on the other hand, is a terrible player and barely touches the ball. When the results come out, Pick is sure she's going to have a spot on the team. She confidently waits for her name to be called, but instead of her, bad player Pong is chosen, much to the chagrin of his teammates. They aren't happy that Pong was chosen either, but his father is a successful soccer player. Pick is confused and questions the coach why she didn't get in, but he ignores her. It's obvious she wasn't chosen because she's a girl. In a fit of anger, Pick kicks the ball hard in the coach's direction and hits him. After the incident, Book drags her to Eve's cupcake club, telling her that she needs to be in a club or she would be expelled. Those are the school rules. Pick begrudgingly accepts, but only because Book asked. She absolutely hates cupcakes, girly things, and most of all, Eve. She sees the pretty, popular girl as competition for the crush of her life, and Eve looks down on her because she's not feminine enough. While Book and Pick are discussing her position in the cupcake club, Pong watches the two of them together and notices how close they are with a bit of jealousy. Later, Pong can't sleep. He knows he needs to be part of a club in order to stay at the school, and though he managed it, he's no good. He didn't inherit his father's talent for soccer, and it worries him that he's going to lose his spot and his father will be upset with him. After tossing and turning, he decides to go train and calls his father to tell him he has made it into the club. His father is proud of him, which puts even more weight on Pong's shoulders. He needs to get better. Pick is also there training and she offers to train Pong so that he can improve in soccer. Pong doesn't accept it and turns to go back to his dormitory, but Pick stops him by saying that he shouldn't be upset about what other people are talking about him. Pong retorts that if you are a good player, but don't care about other people, no one likes you either. It seems they are two sides of the same coin, though for different reasons. Next day, all the boys in Pong's class are gossiping about him and his lack of skills. They say he must have bribed the coach to enter the team. Pong hears it and feels embarrassed. Meanwhile, Pick is trying to make the school's principal talk to the coach so that she can have a place in the team, but it's pointless. During soccer practice and the cupcake baking, both Pong and Pick are awful. Pong can barely kick a ball straight and Pick can't bake to save her life. To make things worse, Pick can't control her temper and accidentally kicks a bottle in the school's supervisor's face. After practice, Pong sees people making fun of a flour-covered Pick. Her shoulders are slumped and she looked deflated. He feels sorry for her and decides to accept her offer to train him. They go to the field and Pick puts a totem with Eve's face for them to kick at. She says it's relaxing. They have a lot of fun together and through Pick's teaching method, Pong learns how to kick a ball straight. Pong asks Pick if she enrolled in the school to play soccer, and Pick confesses that she wanted to play soccer with Book, but that after he started going to that school, they barely saw each other. They had been friends for years, and he was the one to teach her to play. In turn, Pong tells her that his father played at the school back in the day and that he has to follow in his footsteps. They stay there talking for some time, and before they go back to their dorms, Pick offers Pong the cupcake she made in the club and they eat a piece at the same time. Some sort of magic happens and they suddenly swap bodies. When they realize what happened, they freak out. But Pick realizes that now she's in a boy's body, she can actually play with Book as she wished for this whole time. She gets so excited that she starts running around the field while Pong silently loses it. Later on, Pong forces Pick to make the cupcake again, but she pretends she doesn't know how. They start trying out all the ingredients of the cupcake individually to no avail. Pick asks Pong to use his body for a day to play soccer, and he begrudgingly agrees, but only if she helps him find the solution to their problem. In the following scene, Pong is silently freaking out as he sees a bunch of girls changing clothes. As for Pick, she is over the moon as she watches Book take a shower. She stares so hard that she starts getting excited, which is not a good thing with a boy's body. Pong's teammates notice his condition and make fun of her. Pick goes to the cupcake club and all the girls are afraid of her. She's isolated from the others and Eve is tasked with helping her learn. As for Pong, during soccer practice, he plays better than anyone, and his teammates are impressed. At the end of the day, they meet again. Pong is feeling hopeless and desperate, but Pick is in high spirits and cheers him up. She offers to continue training him so that he plays as well as she does, and they continue baking cupcakes in their spare time. As the days go by, Pick plays like a pro and ends up in the main team for a big game. Pong learns to bake cupcakes way better than Pick and starts to develop a crush on Eve. The day of the big game arrives and Pick makes the winning goal. When they are celebrating, Book notices that Pick and Pong are close, and he isn't happy about it. After the game, they go visit Pong's father to tell the good news. Pick acts bubbly and confident, completely different from how Pong usually is. His father is proud of him, and while Pick is sleeping, he tells Pong that he doesn't care if his son becomes a soccer player or not. He just wants him to be happy doing whatever he likes. Hearing his father saying that takes off the pressure that Pong has always felt to become a professional soccer player. Next day, when they are going back to the school, Pong stares at Pick with starry eyes and almost kisses her. He decides that he wants to ask her out officially, even if they are in the wrong bodies. He goes to the soccer practice to ask her out, but Book intervenes before they can talk. Book comes out with an excuse that her mother wants her home that weekend, so she can't go out with Pong. Pick notices the tension between them and says that they can have a date in her hometown. Book takes the opportunity to say that they can all hang out at his place, and Pick agrees, which upsets Pong a lot. He wanted to be alone with her, now he will have her crush and his team as a tag-along. For their date, they have lots of fun playing paintball, and then they go to Book's house to watch a horror movie. Pong is sad that he's not even close to Pick, and she doesn't seem to care that their date was crashed. Book notices his sad face and asks to talk to him privately. As they talk, Book says that he's happy that Pick seems to be more outgoing and less self-centered than before. She's making friends and even has a date, which is a big development for her. Pong realizes that Book treats Pick differently now that she's in his body. Before they swapped bodies, Book and Pick were friends, but Book preferred to keep his distance from Pick. He questions Book why he treats Pong so differently than Pick, and Book confesses that he likes Pong romantically. Pong thought Book was jealous of him, but he was, in fact, jealous of Pick this whole time. Pong is shocked by that revelation and worried that Pick is going to be mad at him when she finds out that the boy she likes actually likes Pong. When they go back to school, Pick starts to wonder if Pong has found the formula to swap their bodies back. She tells him that she's tired of being in his body and wants to be in hers so that she can be with Book. Pong goes back to Pick's dormitory and starts testing all the cupcakes he has made, but most of them don't work. There's only one left to try and Pong saves it for when he's close to Pick. There is another soccer game, but this time Pick doesn't play very well and they lose. After the game, Pong goes after Pick to ask how she was, but she's upset about losing and they argue. Pong storms out upset with Pick. Book meets Pick on his way to the changing room and finally confesses that he likes her. But it's not really her, it's Pong. Pick is completely shocked that her childhood crush likes boys. For the first time ever, she doesn't know what to say. Book comes closer and tries to kiss her, just as another teammate arrives and catches them. Pick storms out and goes after Pong. She apologizes to him and says she doesn't want to be in his body anymore because Book confessed to her as a boy. She wants him to like her as she is. Pong is tired of Pick's obsession with Book and harshly says that even if she goes back to being a girl, Book won't like her like that. Pick asks if the reason he's stalling to find the cupcake is because he doesn't want her to be with Book. Instead of answering her, Pong runs away. Next day, the gossip about Book and Pong already spread. It's so bad that they are almost suspended from the team, but Book manages to convince the principal that it was his fault, not Pong's. Later on, he and Pick meet on an isolated bench and he asks if they can be together. Pick takes a long time to answer. On one hand, Book doesn't really like her, but Pong. On the other hand, it's her opportunity to finally be with the boy she likes so much, so she accepts. Book is really happy, and he has no idea what he's getting into. Meanwhile, Pong is completely heartbroken about Pick and her obsession with Book. He has no idea how she's using his body to lead Book on. He's so bad and depressed that even Eve takes pity and bakes him a cupcake. Moving on, Pick and Pong meet again at their spot. She stoically tells him that his father is bringing a coach from the national team to watch the next game. She starts leaving, but Pong stops her. He tries to tell her again that it's not her that Book likes, but Pick is relentless. She tells him to stay out of it, and that from that day on, she's going to keep his body because she gets to play soccer and be with the boy she likes. Pong doesn't answer her, he just hugs her tightly while Pick stays stiff. When Pong steps away, Pick leaves without looking back. Days go by and Pong learns how to bake the perfect cupcake, now with the right recipe to get his body back. He brings the cupcake to the soccer field. Book tries to talk to him, but he just punches him in the face, and when Pick approaches him, he kisses her with the cupcake in his mouth. After that, they finally had swapped bodies. Pick starts crying and asks why Pong is doing that, to which he confesses it's because he loves her. Pick pushes him away and leaves, upset that all her plans to stay in his body crumble to pieces. Pick doesn't show up again for a long time. Pong has to break up with Book and play a very important game for him and his dad. Neither he nor Book play well, but Pong's father doesn't mind at all. He is still very proud of his son. Pick starts to spiral and search for ways to swap their bodies back, not knowing that Pong had hidden the sprinkles that did the magic. She eats cupcakes compulsively and she goes back to her angry and violent ways, which worries Book. He is the only one she lets approach her. In the end, she quits school again, without telling anyone. Pong tries to look for her to say goodbye, but the only thing he finds are her shoes tied around the statue of a famous soccer player. Inside the shoes, there's a note for Pong in which Pick admits he was right, that Book didn't like her romantically, and thanking him for letting her use his body. She invites him to play soccer again, and Pong almost dies of happiness.